Landguard Health Clinic project at Fete-Kakraba in the Central Region, and 2 sentenced over illegal abortion in Asin Fosu. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Radar TV. We bring you the latest stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Now moving on to our first story. The construction of a clinic at Fete-Kakraba in the Gomoa East District of the Central Region has been halted by a group of persons tagged as land guards. Although the land has been earmarked for the construction of the clinic by chiefs of the area and the sod has been cut to begin work, the group on Thursday denied the chiefs and workers access to the land.
Chief Executive Officer of the Gomoa East District Assembly, Mr. Solomon Dakukwam, cut the sod for the construction of the clinic, but the work has been stopped by the group. The gun and machete-wielding group threatened to deal with any individual who attempted to stop them from protecting the land. The Mankrado of Fete-Kakraba, Nanaya Okodumenu, in an interview with the media said a complaint was lodged at the Brekum police station, but the group disappeared before the police got to the scene and later returned after the police had left. He said landguard activity had been a problem in the area and all attempt by the Central Regional Police Command to crab the manians had proved fatal, and called on the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Mr. George Akufu Dampare, to intervene. Fete-Kakraba and Gomoa Fete has been in the news for years over litigation concerning the ownership of the land. In 2023, the District Assembly chiefs of the two areas and the Central East Regional Police Command, after a crunch meeting, to halt all activities involving the hiring of individuals or groups to protect lands. However, in the aftermath of the meeting, a series of brutality against residents and developers has been reported by the perceived land guards in the area.
The Asin Fosu Magistrate Court has sentenced a 40-year-old hairdresser and a 21-year-old auto electrician to a fine of 4,800 Ghana cedis each for inducing a 17-year-old girl to commit illegal abortion. The convict Charlotte Asiedu, who administered a concussion to the girl, was charged with the offense of committing illegal abortion, whilst Tete, the victim's boyfriend, was charged with abatement of crime. They both pleaded guilty to the charge before the court presided over by Mr. Abdul Majid Iliasu.
Prosecuting Inspector Matilda Osabwa said Victoria Arthur, a trader and the victim's mother, is the complainant who resides in Asin Fosu. The victim, a senior high school Form 3 student, noticed she was 17 weeks pregnant whilst in school. The victim, during her vacation from school, informed Tete about her condition, but he advised her to notify her mother. But out of fear, she refused. Instead, the girl demanded 200 Ghana cedis from Tete to buy some drugs at a pharmacy shop, but the pharmacist refused to sell those medicines to them with the reason that the pharmacy had advanced. Tete discussed his ordeal with a friend who recommended Charlotte Asiedu, and she gladly accepted the offer and prepared a concoction worth 200 Ghana cedis for them. Shortly after the victim took the concoction, she started experiencing severe stomach pain and was rushed to St. Francis Xavier Hospital in Asin Fosu for treatment. The victim was put under forced labor after an examination revealed the unborn baby had died. Subsequently, an official complaint was made by Mrs. Arthur to the police, and the convicts were arrested and charged. Currently, the victim's education has been truncated to enable her to undergo 2 major surgeries for survival.
Meanwhile, the Greater Accra Regional Poultry Farmers Association is calling on the Ministry of Food and Agriculture for support in reducing maize prices. During an award ceremony of the association, the Chief Executive Officer for the association, Isaac Ewa, revealed that there has been a price increase in the feeding of poultry, making it a challenge for the association.
Mr. Awuza highlighted the urging the ministry to intervene for the association to obtain maize at cheaper prices. According to him, the hike in maize prices contributes to the increase in feeding prices affecting poultry industry. He added that they are urging the ministry to help them get the feeds at a cheaper rate because if there is a decrease in maize, it also affects prices of feeding, eggs and poultry. He also said they would appreciate it if the Ministry of Food and Agriculture come to their aid. He also urged feed suppliers to be considerate and release their burden. The president of the association, Kwame Enim Somwa, also emphasized some measures put in place to enhance their production. He said they have experts who educate their farmers regularly on what to do to improve their business, including cleanliness and other essentials of their activities.
Ghana hopes to build on the momentum of a deal last week to restructure $5.4 billion of official credit debtors. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta told the media on Monday that the country will re-engage with its international bondholders starting next week.
According to Ofori-Atta, during an interview conducted on the fringe of the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Marrakech in October, the West African nation will look to carry on the conversation after meeting with holders of its approximately $13 billion in outstanding Eurobonds. On January 23rd, officials will also visit China. The agreement reached within Ghana's official creditor committee, which is co-chaired by China and France, was essential to releasing additional funds from a $3 billion International Monetary Fund rescue loan. When the cost of debt servicing increased, Ghana defaulted on the majority of its foreign debt in December 2022. It has already restructured the majority of local debt and is looking to restructure $20 billion of external debt, which came to a total of approximately $30 billion at the end of 2022. To make a decision on the distribution of $600 million from Ghana's bailout program, the IMF board is scheduled to convene on Friday. Once a meeting has been scheduled, getting approval is typically considered a formality and will release funding from additional multilateral lenders. Consumer inflation decreased to 23.2% year-over-year in December, according to the most recent data from over 50% when the nation went into default.
And now in politics, a youth group affiliated with the National Democratic Congress in the Northern Region, Bewa Youth Group, has locked up the regional office of the party in protest of the detention of the vice chairman. The Northern Regional Vice Chairman Alhaji Bewa was detained by the Northern Regional Police Command after honoring an invitation by the police to assist in investigations.
The police invited Alhaji Bewa for questioning after the party's regional treasurer, Shemima Yakubu, reported a case of assault against him. It is alleged that the vice chairman and the treasurer traded blows over disagreement concerning party finances, resulting in Ms. Yakubu sustaining injuries to the face. According to the communication officer of the youth group, Mahama Haruna, they will resist any attempt by the party to sanction Alhaji Bewa. He said the party executive should instead be curious as to why most disagreement that have occurred in the party's northern regional branch seems to be linked to Shemima Yakubu. The youth group has threatened to lock up all the NDC offices in the metropolis if Alhaji Bewa is not released immediately.
And now in sports, Die Hard Supporters Union in a press conference held in Abidjan revealed that they did not threaten to return home, and the allegation that they received $400 to stay and support the Black Star is not true. The secretary of the Die Hard Supporters Union addressed the press today.
Everything that we are due will be given to. And just before our first match, the Minister of Youth and Sports, the accountants, and their delegation came here and ensured that each and every one receive his or her stipends. So the allegation that we are stranded is not true. We are not taken care of is also not true. Everything that we needed here has been taken care of. Number two, we also want to clear an issue which is raised by one-man supporter. One-man supporter also made an allegation that the Ministry of Youth and Sports has given 2,000 supporters or Ghanaians to come to Abidjan. First of all, that allegation of this number is also not true. The number of buses that was embarked on the trip to Abidjan here are 20 buses. Ghana supporters were occupied in this building. It's allegation that people that were brought our minister's friends, our brothers, are also not true. Ghana supporters comprises, or the Ghana supporter is a collection of various groups that come under one umbrella. This made possible by the Jamifa Commission and the white paper that was issued in 2014. This is the recommendation being made by the Jamifa Commission, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports has since been duly go by it. Ghana supporters that made to the trip, we are about 210. One-man supporter has been making all these allegations because of certain malpractices that he did. When we came back from Qatar, he openly declared that he's no longer going to be part of Ghana supporters. So if you made it clearly that you're no longer going to be part of Ghana supporters, then it means that what
Still on sports, former Black Stars midfielder Emmanuel Agyemang-Dodu has voiced his confidence in Ghana's ability to secure a victory against Egypt in the upcoming clash at the 2023 African Cup of Nations. The Black Stars are set to face the Pharaohs on Thursday, January 18, in their second Group B game, with both teams eager to secure their first win in the tournament.
Despite Egypt's 2-2 draw against Mozambique in their opening match and Ghana's 2-1 defeat to Cape Verde, Bedu believes the Black Stars have the potential to triumph over Egypt. Speaking to the media, he acknowledged the difficulty of the encounter but expressed optimism about Ghana's chances with the right preparations. The former Black Stars midfielder emphasized the importance of proper selection by coach Chris Hughton for match against Egypt, as both teams seek a crucial victory to enhance their chances of advancing in the tournament. The upcoming clash, which promises to be a closely contested encounter, is set to kick off at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
And this is it for our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, VerinaMultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Tukubwa. Have a good afternoon.